The Army, the Navy and the Air Force in lockstep commemorating the end of Europe's bloodiest chapter.
In a moment that shocked royal watchers, Prince George, the 11-year-old son of the Prince and Princess of Wales, made a surprise appearance at Buckingham Palace for a tea party, giving us all a glimpse of the future. Stay tuned to find out more about the commemoration of Victory in Europe Day, or VE Day, where the future king's presence became the most talked about moment of the afternoon. And yet it was just one of many memorable events marking the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II in Europe. The young prince was not just a figurehead among the royal family, but an active participant in a historic event that underscored the importance of honoring the past while embracing the future. The event itself, a tea party hosted by the Prince and Princess of Wales, was not simply a celebration. It was a chance to reflect on the sacrifices made during World War II and to hear firsthand from those who had lived through one of the darkest times in modern history. The atmosphere was filled with the weight of history as veterans shared their memories, some harrowing, others inspiring, but all equally important. At just 11 years old, Prince George found himself seated among some of the bravest men and women of the war, listening intently as they recounted their experiences. With his parents by his side, George demonstrated maturity far beyond his years, engaging in conversations with veterans in a way that spoke to his natural curiosity and respect for the sacrifices made by those who fought for the freedoms enjoyed today. Dressed in a smart suit, complete with a blue tie, George was a picture of composure as he listened to stories of valor and survival. Despite his youth, his ability to understand the significance of the occasion was evident. And in those quiet moments, one could almost sense the weight of the responsibility that would one day rest on his shoulders. One of the most poignant moments came when George spoke with Alfred Littlefield. A veteran of the D-Day landings. The elderly man, who had been part of the pivotal operation that helped liberate France from Nazi occupation, shared his harrowing experience of swimming into Normandy under heavy fire. As Alfred spoke, George, who had been listening intently, asked, "What was it like when you were coming in?" The question was simple, yet it held a depth of understanding for such a young boy. Alfred paused before replying, his voice steady but tinged with the weight of the memory. "Pretty awful." George nodded solemnly, his face reflecting the gravity of the conversation. In a rare moment of levity, Alfred turned to George and said, "You know, it's very important you are here today." His words were not just a reflection of the day's significance, but also a subtle reminder of the importance of passing down stories of courage, sacrifice, and resilience to future generations. George wasn't just attending the event out of duty, he was genuinely interested in learning about the personal experiences of those who had fought in the war. The emotional connection he made with the veterans, both in their words and through their shared memories, was a testament to the importance of such occasions in shaping the next generation of leaders. As the day progressed, George's interactions with other veterans displayed his maturity beyond his years. One such conversation was with Charles Auburn, a 99-year-old Army veteran who served as a gunner during the 1950s. Charles, who had lived through much of the 20th century and seen the world change in unimaginable ways, shared photographs of the tanks he operated during his service. George, ever curious, asked, "Were they hard to operate?" "It must have been very tough with the weather." The question was thoughtful, showing not just an understanding of the physical hardships of war, but also an awareness of the challenges faced by those who served. The young boy was asking a veteran about the past. It was a moment of connection, a passing of the torch from one generation to the next. Charles responded with a smile, proud to share his story with someone so eager to learn. It was a small exchange, but it symbolized something far greater: the continuity of history, the unbroken line of service, and the deep respect between the royal family and those who shaped the world. But Prince George was not the only one making an impression. His younger brother, Prince Louis, who is quickly becoming known for his mischievous sense of humor, provided moments of lightheartedness throughout the day. While George was deeply engaged in his conversations with the veterans, Louis was often by his side, his face lighting up with an impish grin as he watched his older brother interact with the guests. The younger prince's playful nature added a sense of joy to the event, reminding everyone that even in moments of reflection, there is always room for laughter and happiness. Meanwhile, Princess Charlotte, who has already demonstrated her sense of compassion and charm, quietly observed her brothers, occasionally adding her own observations to the conversation. Her presence at the event, though perhaps less vocal than her siblings, was equally significant. As she sat with her brothers watching their interactions with the veterans, there was a palpable sense of connection, of family, of history, and of the values they would one day carry forward. Although the specific roles within the monarchy may evolve over time, their responsibilities to uphold the traditions of the past remain unchanged. In many ways, this moment at the VE Day commemoration served as a passing of the baton from one generation to the next. The veterans, having fought for the freedom and security enjoyed today, shared their stories with the young princes and princesses, knowing that they too would one day carry the mantle of leadership with the same sense of duty and reverence. As the commemoration continued, the royal family gathered on the balcony of Buckingham Palace to witness the flypast of iconic Royal Air Force planes, a tribute to the bravery of those who fought in the Second World War. The planes soared overhead, a reminder of the sacrifices made by the men and women of the past, and the unity that has kept the country strong in the face of adversity. For Prince George, this flypast was not just a display of military precision. It was a visual representation of the deep connection between the past and the future. King Charles, dressed in his naval uniform, stood proudly alongside Queen Camilla, both of them acknowledging the importance of the occasion. It was a powerful moment for the entire royal family, but for Prince George, this was just the beginning of a long journey. A journey that will one day see him at the forefront of the royal family. This was no longer just a day of remembrance. It was the first time that he too had stepped into the role of a future leader. As he matures and begins to understand the complexities of his future responsibilities, this day will likely stand out as one of the earliest moments in which he realized the true depth of his place within the royal family.